Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I am your host Blaine, and today we're going to try something new. We're going to try and take on the Eye of Cthulhu using only the basic summoning stuff that's all brand new. Now, what I mean by that is the Flink Staff, and the Flink's Armor, and the Leather Whip. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to use only those three items, primarily because I have a couple theories. One, I feel like this may actually be enough to take on the Eye of Cthulhu. I don't actually know if it will or not, but I want to try and see if it is. I think that summoners are a lot more powerful this time around, and now that they have some intro summoner items, this could be a very, very powerful class, especially for newer people that are kind of struggling with the early bosses. And let me explain why I have that theory. So the Flinks tend to lock onto a target, and they tend to do a lot of damage really quickly. Now, this entire set you can do and farm all by yourself with no luck whatsoever in the rest of the world of finding specific items. When I fought the Eye of Cthulhu in my new playthrough, I had a whole bunch of accessories that gave me some armor and stuff, and that contributed to me winning without taking pretty much any damage. My theory is that you don't need to have any of those items. Those are now more of a luxury that will make the fight a lot easier, but they're not required. I think that just a basic summoning outfit, which is just the fur coat, and the staff, along with the whip that you can buy from the merchant for a handful of gold. I can't remember how much it is, but anybody could farm the gold. Anybody could farm the Flink's fluff stuff that you are required to craft the actual stuff. Now, the only other thing is that it does require platinum and cloth to make this set. Now, those will be a little more difficult to find, but they are entirely plausible for you to find. What I'm trying to test to see is that if you can actually do this fight without requiring luck of finding all the different accessories that make the fights a lot easier. Now, for this fight, I do have a couple things. I do have a GPS, which tells me the time and my position, but it doesn't add anything to my stats down here. So it's just up in my inventory just so I can see what time it is, so I know when I can fight the Eye of Cthulhu. And then I have the magic mirror, which I'm not going to use. That's just more for convenience for me. And then finally, I do have a grappling whip attached here, right here, yeah, the web slinger, but I won't be using it for this fight. What makes this extra interesting is that I can't actually reach the next platform. So I'm going to limit myself to basically just fighting on this one platform right here by my 2 lanterns. Anybody can craft these lanterns, and anybody can actually get the full hearts up here. Now, back at my base, you can see that I actually have a full stock of a whole bunch of people, all these other things I could be using, that it's realistically plausible for anybody to actually get at this point. But I think that we're going to do this without using any of that stuff, and let's just see how it goes. I also just went to double check here, just to really quick. You can actually buy a grappling hook from the zoologist right off the bat, which is the first NPC I actually got in this playthrough. So I am actually going to allow myself to grapple once if I need be. I can't use the multiple grapple feature, but we'll say once, just because you could easily farm the couple gold it requires to get a grappling hook if need be. Like I said, I don't plan on using it, but I will allow myself 1 grapple at a time if I need it. Alright, so just past 7:30, which means we could summon the eye at any time now, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So like I said, my theory is that the eye can be defeated using just these, but yeah, look at this. This is, so far, this is very easy. This is what I'm talking about. I think that the basic items are now more than enough for the Eye of Cthulhu. The standard leather whip is pretty useful. I could actually be hitting the eye more, which would make this a little bit quicker. Important thing to remember is that I do have the improved regeneration from both the lantern and the campfires, which are both important for this idea, because while basic items are useful, you need a little bit of help. So this is where we'll see how possible this actually is. Yeah, look at this. So this should be done no problem. Yep, so there you have it, everybody. With just the 2 basic summoner items, essentially the whip and the flinks, you can actually do this, or 3 items because you have the coat too. With the flink staff, the leather whip, I didn't use any potions, and the flink's coat, you can defeat the Eye of Cthulhu, and realistically, I took about 100 damage, so the basic health you start off with is almost enough alone. I didn't even actually pick up that many hearts from the eyes that I killed, so I could have potentially done that without losing even more health. So for anybody wondering out there whether summoners are powerful anymore, or if they're powerful now, yes, they are.